DA has presented its proposed intervention plans to deal with the ongoing violence against immigrants in the country. The party also has a memorandum with urgent demands that it has handed to the South African Police Service. ENC's Moloko Moloto joins us from the newsroom now. Moloko, thank you for your time. Now, what are some of the DA's main intervention plans?
Well, according to DA leader Mmusi Maimane, if we as a country cannot deal with the current incidents of violence against immigrants, we are likely to deal with what he calls a wildfire in the end. And as a result, today he submitted a memorandum of demands to the police bosses in Johannesburg Central Police Station, essentially calling for a collaboration between the three spheres of government, the national, the province, as well as the municipality. And he asked that the South African police services should deploy more police officers in hotspots in municipalities where these incidents are taking place, saying that in Johannesburg alone, the JMPD has already deployed about 1,000 officers with approximately 200 vehicles. He has also asked that the authorities at the national level should share intelligence information with the JMPD so that they can be able to work together. And he was accompanied by MMC's son from the city of Joburg, who indicated that as the city, they do not have the capability to even be able to preempt some of these plans which those who would be wanting to attack the foreign nationals have. Now, Mmusi Maimane has also said that he is going to ask Parliament to deploy at least the police's TRT officers on the ground. Let's listen to him when he was presenting that MOU.
If we sit back and we do no action and we fail to collaborate, we will end up with a wildfire. Our memorandum here today is brought here, and I am grateful for the leadership of the station commander who is here, Station Commander Pile, and I want to ensure that him and Colonel Mhlongo are here to receive this particular memorandum, and we are asking that we get an appropriate response within the next 48 hours of ensuring that there's better deployment of police, and secondly, that the intelligence report that deals with the nature of the crime that is taking place here be shared with the city so that we can ensure that there's effective policing that takes place, and there is a cooperative governance that is much more strengthened. And I want to say that this is us as the citizens of this country and as political leadership across all spheres of government have committing ourselves to say, let us work together to bring a stop to these actions.
Now, Moloko, Johannesburg Mayor Herman Mashaba has made quite anti-foreign, sentiments in the past, even recently. But I'm curious to know what Mmusi Maimane stands was, especially with the DA given this proposal now to government at the ANC.
So during the elections, the President of the Republic, Cyril Ramaphosa, you would remember, said when he was addressing a rally in Durban that there are people who just come from anywhere and they come into our townships, they come into our villages to set up businesses. And he said that those people must now know that government is going to enforce permits. And we saw 2 months later, for instance, in Witbank, there were attacks which some people said were xenophobic. So Herman Mashaba himself is known for his remarks, which many people are saying that are anti-foreigners. And Herman Mashaba, when he was addressing the supporters in Deep Sloot, he was flanked, interestingly, on that day by Mmusi Maimane. He said that when he goes to visit his relatives in Soweto, he doesn't want to go to buy a loaf of bread, for instance, in a spaza shop that's owned by somebody he doesn't even know where he comes from. So it is remarks such as those, and interestingly, Mmusi Maimane did not even try to reprimand him at that time. And today, I did put to him to say, but when you are saying this is not about us having to blame foreign nationals, your mayor has been making all these controversial remarks, and even today Mmusi Maimane still doesn't think such statements by Herman Mashaba are problematic. problematic. Essentially, he was even saying that, and perhaps correctly so, that the national government through the Department of Home Affairs should take a lead in this regard. But of course, as we know, he doesn't have control over the interpretation which people make on the ground when such remarks are made by leaders.
Thank you so much, Moloko. That was CNCA's Moloko Moloto.